It is day 2 of Brickcon. I got up like 20 minutes ago, got myself some coffee and food, and we're heading back to the convention to start the day at like 11:30. So let's get the ball rolling. So right now everyone's trading pieces. These are all the parts that I got. Some of them my friend brought who didn't want them because he got them in his goodie bag. He doesn't really collect Lego. So people are just bringing stuff, trying to trade stuff out. And hopefully I'll get some good trades. You guys will see what that looks like at the end of this vlog. The first thing that I went to was a discussion by 2 Instagram influencers about how to use Instagram and how to be efficient using Instagram. And sadly, I wasn't able to record that, but I did get this image. The next event was the Master Build, where you are given some sort of challenge with a set. The set we were given was the Creator Lion set, and we were also given a Duplo Squirrel, and we had to integrate the Duplo Squirrel somehow into our build. My thought process was basically you're either going to have some sort of plant, you're going to have some sort of vehicle, or some animal, and I decided to take 2 of those concepts and fuse them together. So I took the plant and animal aspect and kind of made a like piranha plant kind of deal, eating the Duplo Squirrel, which I thought was funny. So here's the design process in a time-lapse. Legomation Studios also participated in this master build, so here's what his looked like. After the master build event, we ended up just kind of hanging out, eating lunch with some friends, and taking a look at all the cool mocks, because slowly people were finished setting up all the stuff they had. We also ended up talking to 2 Lego builders, one who is Brandon Jones, who did the Super Mario setup, and then the other one was Paul Hetherington, who did the Encanto house, and another model called We Built the City that he actually ended up taking to Billund and displaying in the Lego house. Alright, so we're here with Brandon Jones, who made the Mario in Motion, so we'll get the most important questions out of the way, the easiest ones. Roughly how many parts do you think, and how long did it take?
Fantastic. We got about 12,000 parts in there. Got 14 motors in there, which is a lot of fun. The design and build time, was probably about 6 months or so, off and on. And then a number of months of waiting for parts to come in. And about 2 months of just building and assembly time.
So for the, you showed me some of the concept sketches. Which one of those did you, like what made you decide to keep certain ones, not keep other ones, or like what were some of the challenges you had with those concepts and then building them to reality?
Yeah, they all had their own different challenges because each movement is a different type of a mechanism requiring different types of mechanical advantages and things. I started with the stepper, with the spiky turtle shell, because I thought that was going to be the hardest mechanism for me to do. I've never done a stepping mechanism. It seemed very similar to a great ball contraption type of thing, but I've never done that either. So I started with that one, and surprisingly, it came together in about 4 hours to get the mechanism working. So that one went easy. The rest of them had different types of challenges.
Yeah.
My other favorite one is the Goombas down at the bottom there. Moving back and forth. There's a series of splat gears horizontally that come under the base, and they tie into a linear row of the toe balls in a technic gear, or in a technic beam. And so the toe balls fit in between the teeth of the splat gears, sort of like a rack gear mechanism. There's a different way to get linear motion out of a splat gear.
Gotcha. Very impressive, for sure.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, the challenging mechanisms were kind of the piranhas popping up. To get a piranha head designed that would fit inside the 4x4 opening of the pipes.
Yeah.
Took a lot of work to get that, and then to have it where it would open and close just on its own force as it comes up and out.
Yeah, and then you did the Monsters Inc. build from last year, right? So is this more functions compared to that one?
Yes, this one has 14 motors. The other, I think I had maybe 10, 8 to 10 in there. A lot more mechanisms in here.
And so comparing the two, would you say this one was more challenging or less challenging than the Monsters Inc. one?
I felt it was less challenging because I grew so much in doing the monsters. I learned a lot. As a Lego builder and designer, I evolved through that process of doing Monsters Inc. and learned a lot that helped me on this one. While doing this one, again, I've learned a lot more. Still got a lot of room to learn, a lot of room to grow. If I did this again, I would do some things differently. If I show it again, I will probably improve some of the designs. Nothing in the front, but the behind the scenes stuff to strengthen some things, reinforce some things a little bit differently.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Anything you want to shout out?
Thank you.
No, I'm just happy here to be here at Brickcon and showing it. It was such a fun build to do. The designing was great, but once I actually just got to sit down and build it, it's like building my own set, but I got to just sit and build, and I was so euphoric because it's so fun. It's Mario, it's colorful, it's blocky, it's pretty simple to build. It's awesome.
Yeah,
so awesome.
Fantastic job. Thank you.
Cool, thank you.
So we're here at the Encanto Casa Madrigal by Paul Hetherington. So we'll get the first two obvious questions out of the way. How long did it take to design it, and how many parts do you think it is?
Oh, two great questions. So it took me about probably a couple weeks to think about what I was going to build, and then about 2 weeks to actually build it. I did kind of work on the automation first before I designed the actual building itself. And parts, I'm going to say like 7,000, maybe 6. I don't know. I'm terrible at guessing.
Yeah, gotcha. So how many like functions do you think you were able to fit in this if you had to like count specific functions?
There were 7.
7 total?
Yeah, which is run off of 2 power functions motors. Yeah. So yeah, it was a bit of a challenge to, it'd be very easy to run 7 features off of 7 motors, but it takes a bit of a challenge to kind of gear it so that you use your motors a bit more efficiently.
Yeah. Definitely. So how'd you get, like, for example, this right here, how it kind of goes in sequence, right? How'd you get the rotation for this? Because I know Lego only goes, either 90 or 45.
Right. Well, there's a few ways you can do it. In my case, because I wanted to run at shows, I actually kind of cheated and used a little bit of tape, like packing tape, to offset the ones that are on the quarter angles. But you could use it. You could do it using a flex tube, but over time, because it's a friction fit, the little pieces in there would slide out of place. Mm-hmm. So it's, one of those things where I just decided to take a little bit of a, I don't know, non-purist approach, I suppose.
Gotcha. Yeah. How many times do you think you watched the movie to get this?
Well, I just watched the movie once, and that was where the inspiration first hit. But I definitely looked online. There's some, if you search Encanto GIF, there's a lot of cool pictures that come up, like the moving pictures. So essentially, this is like my version of a Lego GIF.
So you kind of like stared at the house a lot.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, I had to make some color choices. There's been a lot of other really awesome builders that have tackled the Casamagical, and it's funny, each of us have chosen slightly different colors for different parts of the build.
And were your color choices based off of availability, based off of pricing, or what made you choose certain colors over others?
Mainly availability. I mean, this sort of I forget which green this is called, like the spring, I don't know if it's spring yellowish green, maybe. Yeah. That has fairly limited parts, but it had just enough of the right parts that I was able to use it instead of using the lime green, which a lot of people have used lime green for this particular part. So, yeah, availability, really.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah,
hey.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
No, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
So we're here with Paul Hetherington again. We built the city, and you said this mock was in the Lego house, right? So could you tell us a little bit about what that process was like, and how was that?
Oh man, it was amazing. I mean, so in 2019, I was invited to be one of the 12 people to participate and display in the Masterpiece Gallery in Billund, Denmark, which is a huge honor. And this is the creation I made for that. So this was actually on display in the Lego house for 2 years because of COVID. Normally it's 1 year, but because of COVID it got an extra year because the Lego house was closed for half that time. So this is called We Built This City, and it's as you can see, a very colorful city. And the idea is that there's this Lego brick shaped Lego factory at the base in the dark azure, and it has conveyor belts going out, taking bricks out of the factory, and these conveyor belts continue their way up through the city to this robot. And then at the very top, there's a kind of plastic tin robot who is building the city with the help of some Lego construction minifigures. And the robot is currently on step number 8,131. And so that it's, basically just shows what we do with Lego bricks.
Very impressive. And so you were talking about how some of the colors on the conveyor belt are very unique colors or unique parts, right?
Yeah, they're sort of as an Easter egg. I threw in some fairly obscure colors from the 1990s that have since been discontinued. There's a few interesting shades of orange and green in there, and I can't remember the names of all the different colors, but
yeah, there's a lot of color.
Yeah, it's just a fun little Easter egg for the super fans.
And then for the robot, this is a lot of like pearl gold and like drum lacquered. Were a lot of these parts really expensive to acquire? Because I feel like that'd be a lot to get.
Yeah. I mean, I brick linked them, and I mean, I think when I got them at the time, they were still available in sets, so they weren't too bad. But every once in a while, I've got to sort of pay some extra money. At the very top, there's a early 1970s little antenna.
Don's dog is
even the staff at the Lego house remarked on how brave I was to send that piece out, because it's quite a rare and expensive piece.
With the name, I'm going, okay.
And then I see you also have the homage to the original Lego colors and the artist who inspired those colors as well.
Yeah, that classic 1970s branding that they used to have on all the packets. There's just all sorts of fun details. Once again, because it was going in Lego house, I wanted to throw in as many Lego Easter eggs as possible.
Of course. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for talking to me about We Built This City.
Thank you so much to Brandon and Paul for willing to chat with us about their models. After that, we ended up going to the keynote ceremony. Of course, again, we weren't able to record anything, so I don't have any footage from that. Next was Friends and Family Night. We invited some friends and family over and got to just watch stuff. We also got to see a really cool model by Douglas Hughes. And that's the end of Brickcon Day 2. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.